Yo, what's good, my brother?
Hey, what's going on today, man?
And we back with another Breaking the Narrative podcast.
Yes, sir.
So,
B.T.N for short.
Today we're gonna talk about which should be a series of podcasts.
Oh yeah, it's something that it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about music.
And that's a topic and a half for your ass.
Yeah, and we're gonna try to go over all types of music, artists, beats, songs, lyrics, a little bit of everything. We might even have some special guests on this eventually, and
Hopefully.
yeah, hopefully. But in the meantime, this will be more so of an introductory episode as far as like how we got into music or how long you've been into music, what kind of music, blah 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 blah. And we're gonna get right into it.
Yeah, short and sweet, man.
Short and sweet. Well, we're gonna try, but you know how that works out.
Yeah.
So, how long you been listening to music? You remember the first song you ever heard, or do you remember what age you were when you were?
Dude, I can't tell you the first song I ever heard, but I can tell you like the first song I ever like really fell in love with.
And what's that?
That was "Practice What You Preach" by Barry White.
Okay.
And I remember every single morning before kindergarten,
Mm-hmm.
my mom would have to play that song on repeat until my bus came.
Okay.
Like, she would take me to the end. We'll go to the end of the road, and I gotta catch my bus to go to Marlton. You know, like Upper Marlboro. You know, up there with the white folks. I ain't gonna
Okay.
like the richer school. But
He balling, y'all.
no, I'm not. Trust me, I'm not. I'm not.
Oh, so for the people that don't know, "Practice What You Preach" is by who?
Barry White, bro. Barry White. Man.
I mean, I know that.
That was my man.
Yeah, you know what
That
I'm
was my man.
saying?
A man had the voice, bro. He had the deep voice, man.
Shout out Barry White. Rest in peace, man.
Yeah,
Shout out Barry
R.I.P.,
White.
bro.
But go ahead. You said every morning before school she had to put it on repeat.
Yeah.
And
And I mean, she would have like there was no other alternative. Like there was no other song that I wanted to listen to.
okay.
Like I mean, I go home, I listen to Kids Bop, all that. Well, not the Kids Bop, but
Yeah, you don't want to hear that.
and Kids songs and all that. But this is before Kids, like the Kids songs. That's what I really meant to say. It was Kids songs and shit.
Yeah, what's that?
Like on
that
PBS?
Yeah, the TV. Oh yeah, I remember that.
On
Exactly.
PBS?
Fake little countdown with the kids and all
Yeah,
that.
son. Like,
Yeah.
So like I said, I was big into music. I really like loved music, but it was just like that specific song right there, like it near and dear to my heart.
That's
Even
dope.
to this day, I love that song.
Right.
But I kind of grew to the point where it's not even my favorite song anymore.
Okay.
Like my favorite song as of right now, like, and there's no competition, is "Walk On By" Isaac Hayes.
Okay.
That song has so many layers to it, and it's a 12-minute song.
Okay.
And it's not
which was the norm in that time frame of music.
Yeah, I think it was in like 69.
Yeah.
That came
So
out?
the 60s and 70s, you were bound to get 10-minute songs
And this is coming from somebody like I'm only 30,
right.
and when I was going to kindergarten, I was 4, like because I have a late birthday. So I mean, I was 4 going on 5.
Okay.
And I just needed to hear that specific song.
Right.
And my mom and like everyone that I grew up around, they were big fans of the old school.
Right.
And that's what I grew up listening to.
Okay.
And once I got old enough, I mean, I kind of branched outward.
Okay.
I started listening to a little bit more. That was more my speed as far as like my age range is concerned.
Okay.
And that's when I started listening to like Usher. And like you remember that My Way album,
Right.
man? Come on, bro. That was the OG Usher. That My Way album, like every single one of those songs was a banger.
Right.
Every one. And I mean, this is when Busta Rhymes was big and everything. Like,
Right. Well, before we come to like that time period, let's stay like in the old school.
all right.
All right. So, the first song I ever heard was "Keep Your Head Up" by Tupac.
Oh man, that's a classic right there. I love that song with a
Yeah.
passion.
So that's one of my favorite songs. It's not my favorite song of all time, but that definitely was like going forward is what I thought. It's the kind of music that I like the subtle, classic '90s beat with the positive message from a positive slash not positive artist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know,
And
he went through his phases.
yeah, yeah. So my favorite song of all time is "Human Nature" by Michael Jackson,
which is a good song.
which is a marvelous song to me. Like Michael Jackson used to, no homo, like calm me down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if ever I was feeling too riled up, mad, you just throw that song on, and his delivery, because Mike just laid back and smooth. You know what I'm saying? And
He definitely is.
yeah, so that's like one of my favorite songs of all time. Which I guess that's on the Thriller album, which was '80s. So
Yeah.
the songs on there weren't 12 minutes, but at that time they were 8, 7.
Man, Michael Jackson, like you get a video from him. It's like
Yeah,
a semi-movie.
Yeah, facts. Like that Thriller video is just,
Man,
it's
that actually scared me as a kid.
me too. I was scared of that too. Yeah,
I was like, what the hell is this? Because I wasn't really big on horror back then. That scared me.
that got me into horror though.
Not me.
I
It took me a couple years after that.
Well, yeah. Once I got to like middle school, and I watched the video, I was like, well, you know what? This is kind of cool. This isn't scary no more. He's walking with the female, and all of a sudden he turns into the werewolf, and yeah, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? And it's like that was when you get to like our age and you look back at stuff like that from a creative standpoint, was that a masterpiece or not?
Man,
I mean, just
it's blasphemous to say that it isn't.
I mean, just the song, the delivery, the dancing with the zombies, and the like.
That entire body of work, the Thriller album, was a masterpiece in its own.
Cold masterpiece. That's probably one of the greatest albums of all time.
It definitely is, because you can't really go anywhere and ask somebody, do they know Michael Jackson, and they say no.
Facts. Unless it's just by choice.
Yeah.
Unless they choose to say no. Unless
Mm-hmm.
you know. But so we're gonna go back to, you said the Isaac Hayes song was 69. So let's do 60s and 70s. So around this time, I'm guessing like, what was it? These groups, Temptations.
Yeah, Temptations like early, I think early 60s.
Right. So I guess the groups were running rampant around this time.
Yeah.
This is before rap was invented.
Yeah. Like you got Temptations, you got the Spinners.
Yeah.
You got
The
like Earth, Wind &
Stylistics.
Fire. Yeah, them too.
The Delphonics. It's
Right.
the possible. Yeah, Earth, Wind & Fire. That's classic.
Man, my mom is like, she's a huge fan of Earth, Wind & Fire.
Yeah, my mom is too. Well, probably a huge fan of all these people that we're naming. You couldn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
You couldn't really go wrong.
you couldn't go wrong. The Shy Lights and
Even before then, like you couldn't go wrong with a lot of music for real.
facts.
Cause Bill Withers, like
Yeah.
man, you talking about an amazing artist and writer.
Right.
Man, he
This.
R.I.P. to him. But oh my goodness, man, his music is timeless.
Yeah.
And
What classic song? One classic song? You want to sing it?
no, I'm not singing any songs.
All right. Mike
Come on, man. Like, but my favorite song of his is Grandma's Hands, though. I love that song.
Okay.
I love that song. It's like there was also like female artists. You get so many of them.
Yes, man.
Oh my god, like Patti LaBelle
And Whitney Houston.
like Nina Simone, like
Facts. Patti LaBelle has one of my favorite songs of all time too. Lord, if only you knew how much I do.
that song is that song is
Do you feel like the emotion that was in that
Yeah.
music? Like
because a lot of those singers, they grew up in in the church because they know how to vocalize really well.
right.
And they put a lot of themselves into that music. So that just touches a part of you because you feel as though like you can relate to this, and they're going through like everyday situations. It's not like how I'm not even going to try and sound like the cliche, but it's not like how the music is now, where it's like so unbelievably off the wall that you can't even relate to it anymore.
Right.
Like nigga, I'm not trapping
right.
from sundown to sunup. And shit.
Right.
Like I ain't got a whole bunch of females on me every single day. And
Yeah.
shit.
So if I lose the one I got, I'm gonna be hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of just, oh, shorty, stop fucking with me. I got 3 more bitches. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like
I ain't got $100 million to throw at the club. I ain't got that. Like I don't.
Yeah.
So, but back then it's just like they talked about relatable things. It's like and a lot of them happen to be like love songs and shit. But for real, like. Good who can't relate?
Yeah, good love songs, bad love songs. I'll tell you one thing, and as far as the sad love songs go, don't listen to them if you just got out of a relationship.
Oh, that's that's mental torture right there.
One night, and I was overnight at GW, and I left work early, and I was driving, and this is after I just had broken up with like a girlfriend and shit, and I had on 102.3. And it's 2:00 in the morning. When I tell you, like, they had me about to drive off the bridge, bro.
No.
Yeah, like, bro, like,
oh no,
like they're playing all these. Oh, girl, might be in trouble if you let me not. The old school Joe, and it's like,
yo, dog.
Yeah, and it's like you can feel the pain in artists' voices.
Man,
like,
oh my goodness. I remember I had a similar situation happen to me. I had just like really got into it with somebody I was talking to, and this is back in like 2014, 2013, and dude, I ended up listening to "I Wish It Would Rain" by the Temptations.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, man! I was in the shower crying. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And that's exactly how music was. It's like you couldn't listen to it. And it is like, you brought up Usher earlier, so we're gonna get to him like when we come closer to this time period, because he has a song that kind of like pause could open you up as well. Have you real emotional and shit. Mm-hmm. But it's like so much music. It was just like the delivery, the vocals, like the message,
even just the background, like the beats itself. Like a lot of it was live music. It was live orchestras.
Right.
Like,
and then it was because the songs was like the old girl song, the original old girl. Was that harmonica?
I think so.
Yeah, like people playing harmonica, and it's like it's to a sad tune though.
Yeah, and that. I mean, I can respect a lot of like the older musicians and stuff like that because they had a lot of the live bands and stuff. That's why I fell in love with the blues. Like the blues are a very like calming and at the same time very deep and soulful form of music.
I like the blues too.
Cause like
and not just Elvis either.
Man, that Elvis ain't the king of blues, bro. Don't even disrespect, man.
Yeah.
They just gave him a title and said it was what it was. They gave him like the king of rock and roll.
Yeah.
Like, come on, son.
Yeah.
Like, don't do it.
It's a whole different side of that we're gonna, once we throw in the educational parts to this podcast, we're gonna get into like that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah.
But yeah. So shout out so far, Barry White, Patti LaBelle,
Isaac Hayes, R.I.P. to Isaac Hayes, Barry White, bro.
Yeah, Whitney Houston, R.I.P. You brought up Bill Withers, so I asked you, did you want to sing a song? So since you won't, I can't help myself. A lovely day. Everything. When I say that's my song, hey, that's my Slum. That's my song, Slum. Like little. I'm also, when it comes to like that old school music, I also love the ones that make the appreciative life songs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got skies of blue.
Oh, he talking about
clouds of white.
Oh man,
bright blessed day. Dark sacred night, and I think to myself.
I think, was it Louis Armstrong?
Mm-hmm. What a wonderful world.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you. I love music like that too.
That's
bro.
fine, right?
I can actually bring myself to listen to stuff like that. Like I can listen to Louis Armstrong. I can listen to
24/7. You can listen to that kind of music 24/7, like literally.
I can listen to like pretty much anybody, and I can listen to like Billie Holiday.
Yeah, I like Billie Holiday. Yeah, I like Billie Holiday.
I love her. Like I can listen to Anita Baker. I can listen to
Anita Baker.
Man, just give me anybody. Like I can listen to them.
Yeah, it's so many.
I mean, like I can even listen to like old groups like the Platters.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Like, what?
Blue Magic. They had the slideshow song. So let the slideshow begin. Yeah, which is a sad love song. Don't listen to that because that's about suicide. But but back then you was gonna get that. Like when people made it seem like breaking up. Granted, it's probably their experience, but they really put you in a place where if you listen to them songs, and then I wanna, cause the '80s,
like they introduce a little bit more happiness to it,
right? But I want to jump to since we're on the topic of like love songs and sad love songs, I want to jump to the '90s.
Okay.
Because I feel like the '90s gave us like, I'll say a calibrated version of like that old school R&B.
Okay.
With groups like Drew Hill, Boys to Men.
Man, you just say Drew Hill and that's it. Drew Hill or Jodeci?
I have to say Boys to Men too. Because Boys to Men is like, that's like what Drew Hill is essentially. Like if you listen to Boys to Men, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's okay, that's what Drew Hill got their style from. Like they're essentially Boys to Men 2.0, essentially.
I mean, all right, then you can say Boys to Men and it's like New Kids on the Block. I mean, New Kids on the Block, but
nah, I won't say that.
Like what was that name you said?
Who?
Like, cause it was like, damn, it's so much.
It's so many. Shout out to Boys to Men, Drew Hill. Shout out to Babyface. Babyface had some nice love songs.
Man, he did. Brian McKnight.
Yeah, shout out to Brian McKnight. I think he's probably 80s, right?
Well, no, it is more along the lines of like the 90s. But you go somewhere, you get like Kim or
yeah, that's like 2000.
Yeah, them niggas like later on in the year.
Kim,
but
Calvin Richardson and guys of that.
Yeah. Who else?
But the 90s kind of gave you this, updated version of that.
Yeah,
because it was like having a broken heart, but with swag.
Yeah, and you don't want to mention his name, but a lot of that, R. Kelly.
Yeah. All right, so R. Kelly's canceled technically.
Yeah.
But aside from what he does in his personal life, music wise,
he's a goddamn
he's a goat.
genius.
Yeah, it's a goat. He's like all those different eras. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
80s, 90s, 2000, 2010s. Like
he related to every single last one of the eras at pinpoint precision.
Yeah, like when I heard that, like he wrote the Michael Jackson joint, "You Are Not Alone."
Oh,
that's crazy. Like that was one of Michael Jackson's biggest songs. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that's R. Kelly. I mean, of course, other people wrote for him as well, but in that field, that's pretty common. You know what I'm saying? But man, when
you just look at the body of work,
it's crazy. Like it's almost machine-like.
It is. You have such an ear for music that you can write for almost anybody.
Right, and still have a huge body of work for yourself as well. Mm-hmm. Like you're literally just writing.
This thing got like 6 albums.
It has to be more than that.
Probably.
Yeah. It's way. Yeah, I'm about to say it's way. It might be double that for real.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you on that. I was undercutting it.
Yeah, it's 80s, it's 90s, 2000.
Because the whole time, Genuine wouldn't exist if it wasn't for R. Kelly. Like he had a lot of that R. Kelly swag.
Yeah, well, a lot of people. And that's how you could kind of tell who was writing for who because of how they would be delivering like a lot of that stuff.
Well, it's not even just the fact that the writing is just the persona. Because
That too, but the writing, I mean, it goes hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? Because without the catchy song, there is no persona to be like attached to.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I love Genuine though. Like his song.
Yeah,
like,
shout out to
differences.
DMV's on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, shout out to DMV's on, man. Genuine.
The differences was a fire song, bro.
Yeah. So when it comes to like, because we kind of skipped to the 90s, so let's backtrack to the 80s.
I mean, we kind of skipped the 70s too a little bit.
Nah, I said 60s and 70s. That's the Temptations and all them was like, they were stretching from the 60s to the 70s, you know? So.
I mean, the 80s, when the 80s came along, they kind of like jumped into funk.
Yeah.
That's when funk became.
And
like,
then that's also when rap was created.
Yeah, by Grandmaster Flash.
New York.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, what, you like any of the old school rappers from the 80s? There's one in my top 5.
Well, it depends.
There's 2 in my top 10.
You definitely got to give Rakim Big Daddy Kane.
Big Daddy Kane is in my top. He's in my top 10.
Yeah, Rakim and Big Daddy Kane are like.
I love Rakim too.
Some of the best
Yeah.
that you can like hope for, as far as like the style and the way that they were able to deliver their lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
It was like somewhat unmatchable.
Yeah.
For that time period. Facts.
The other artist that's in my top 5 started in the 80s but stretched across decades. That's LL Cool J.
Oh, how'd I forget? You are now rocking with the GOAT. Lady Love.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lady Love.
Shout out to Ladies Love. Hey, if I had $1 for every time I used to call myself LL Cool A, like, they used to be my game tag on Xbox. Used to be
I remember. Yeah,
you remember that?
LL Cool A.
Yeah, they used to be like my original name on Instagram.
Man, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. That man LL was generational talent, bro. Yeah. This man went from like, I can't live without my radio.
Yeah, I need love,
man. This man. Yeah, like, he had longevity.
Then he took it to the 90s or came back with the 90s.
Yeah.
Hey love. Like 2000.
Doing that.
Yeah, hey.
That song was fire.
When I tell you, I randomly blurt that song out to this day. They're doing it well, don't like, bruh. It makes no sense how like catchy some of that shit really was.
Yeah, bro. And then he had a little job with J-Lo. Like in the 2000s.
Oh yeah. I was gonna get to that. I was like, yeah. He came back in the 2000s with the, what was that? All I have is all. Yeah. God is what you had, baby girl. I'm what you had. Yeah.
That was fire.
And that's also the little, they call me Big LA.
So I ain't gonna hold you, like Headsprung. I really didn't like. Out of all of his music, that was like the only one that I didn't like.
You know what? Not my favorite, like one of my favorite songs, but because it's just him. At that time, it was just like, he's done all this, so he can do shit like that.
Yeah, he can do some of the fuckery.
Yeah. Because it's like that and Hush Baby Won't Let You Know This Is How It's Gonna Go. You know what I'm saying?
And man. That man had some longevity. Then he came out in the 2010s with the little Rockin' with the GOAT song, and I was like, oh, yep, you win. You win, my nigga, you win.
And he's like, if you just touch on, and not going through his whole career, but just skimming up his whole career, like, he's been in some of the biggest moments of hip-hop.
Yeah.
Like his rap beef with Cannabis in the 80s.
Yeah. Being
a part of the whole East Coast, West Coast thing with Death Row and Biggie and them. He was like one of Big's right hand man that a lot of people didn't know. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And but I guess because of the style of music he was making, well, besides him being on Who Shot You, the remix, he would just make music for the women, for the most part.
Yeah, and that's why ladies love Cool J.
Yeah, and that's one of my, to this day, that's like one of my biggest inspirations. And I told you that, before and shit. Like him, Ja Rule, like all the rappers that was.
Ja Rule is cool as shit.
Yeah, we gonna get to. It's a lot to touch on when it comes to rap.
Man, what?
So from the 80s, and of course we can't leave the 80s without mentioning NWA.
Oh, you definitely can't.
Yeah. So
Like, Ice Cube was like back then. You ain't fucking with Ice.
you're not fucking. You can't fuck with Ice Cube.
And
I was a huge Eazy-E fan though.
yeah,
I was a huge Eazy-E.
Easy was cool.
Simplistic, very simplistic, and OC.
Son, we wouldn't have Bone Thugs without him.
We wasn't.
Like,
We
get
wasn't.
that man his props. We wouldn't have Bone Thugs without him.
Shout out to rest in peace, Eric Wright.
Man, R.I.P.
Yeah. And we can't leave NWA without mentioning Dr. Dre.
I was gonna try and segue to that, bro.
Okay.
Because you cannot.
When you say mastermind,
Man, they say you say Kanye's a genius, bro.
Boy. I'm thinking Dre been at this for what, damn near 40 years,
and he still has not missed. This man is 100% from the field.
like
He's
what?
shooting like Dwight Howard layups right now.
I've never seen somebody leave multiple groups, start multiple new groups, and he's it's almost like LeBronish. Like he's just jumping from team to team, winning championships. You know what I'm saying? Like,
except he don't need a team around him though. That's the difference.
Yeah, he don't, because he is the team. But he's essentially he is the team. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, yo, from NWA, and then they fall apart, and then it's Death Row, and then they fall apart, and then the Shady Aftermath with the G Unit, and it's like, it's that's just like him. It ain't like the one-offs of who he's been selling beats to.
Yep.
You know, all the West Coast artists and Jay-Z and, you know, R. Kelly and stuff like that. Not even including them, but just.
No, not at all.
I got to say it again, like we said about R. Kelly. It's machine-like.
It is.
Like how? Like how? Like 40 years. Like how?
Like, man. And then the thing is, like, people lump him in with some of the greatest rappers, even though he never wrote any of his stuff.
Well, the thing is, because people lump Drake in, and Drake don't write all stuff, but people defend, oh yeah, you do, nah. But aside from him not writing this stuff, I get it.
Yeah, that's
but
like, nigga, if you a wizard on the beats, nigga,
he only has 2 albums anyway.
Yeah.
So you can't.
And they're classics too.
Like, yeah, and that's probably where, because people say the same thing about Biggie, you know. 2 classics, now he the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't agree, because I feel like body of work should come into play eventually.
Yeah, so you definitely got you can't like put like Biggie that high up with that little.
But he's but you gotta understand, he's like number 2 on like a lot of people. Like when people say Pac, Big always generally comes right after.
Either it's Pac first, or they'll have like Jay-Z first. There's like no alternative, or unless they'll have like maybe Eminem, but that's for the
or Lil Wayne.
Yeah,
like that's
we don't trust the niggas that got Lil Wayne at the top.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, especially not nowadays. You know?
We don't trust you, bro.
But yeah, so rapper wise, you got top 5.
Do I have to?
I mean, you could save it. I got a top 5.
I mean, I can't really put a top 5 on anything really, because I listen to way too many artists, like not even just mainstream. It's just like I have so many.
Okay.
But if you want like, as far as like top lyricism that I've heard.
No, I mean like top 5. Because when you talk about music, it's more than just lyricism. Because you have to like beats have to be included. It's music, so it has to be everything together.
Oh man.
So it's about I got it. While he's thinking. Here's my top 5. Which one we go, 5 to 1 or 1 to 5?
No, it doesn't matter. Whichever one floats your boat, bro.
So I'm gonna go 1 to 5. So number 1 is Tupac.
What?
Yeah, Tupac's my number 1.
Wow, that's surprising. I would have thought you would have picked Jay.
Jay's number 2. Jay is the acting. He's the acting GOAT because Pac is gone. So when you see me saying Jay is the GOAT, it's me shadowing Tupac, as I know he's the GOAT, but he's not the active GOAT. Jay's the active GOAT on my list.
Damn, bro, you learn something new every day.
Yeah. A lot of people that's close to me know I really love Pac. I love Pac more than any other rapper. But yeah, it's Pop, it's Jay-Z, it's Nas, LL Cool J, and Cameron. That's my top 5.
You give it to Cameron just because he had such an era, bro. His era was so.
Yeah, Cameron is like, he's like one of the biggest influentials in my life. He's actually almost up there with how I view Jay-Z. I view Cameron the same way, to a degree. You know what I'm saying?
Like Cameron was fire,
but it's all of them. All of them's like that. Like I view LL like that. I view Nas like that. Even though I tend to discredit Nas a lot on social media because everybody keep bashing Jay, and I'm Jay before I'm Nas. You know what I'm saying? But
your top 5 consists of majority New York rappers.
Yeah, because I mean that's what rap was for a long period of time.
It was.
You know,
I ain't gonna lie to you, it was.
So it's like I love. No matter where they're from, you could be from Atlanta. In my top 10, Nelly from Midwest.
Yeah, Nelly is, man, unsung hero.
Unsung hero, right?
Yeah. Definitely unsung hero, bro.
Hey, did you hear what he said? When he was saying, like, he felt like if he was from New York, people would view him way differently than they view him from St. Louis.
Yeah.
You agree?
I agree.
I don't agree.
I agree.
Nelly is a top-selling artist in music history.
But
what does he want?
He didn't really. He
want to be the top artist. He want to be the number one.
So
nigga.
you tell, all right. I think Pimp Juice would have been much more.
Pimp Juice so way. Yo, first of all, and this was an era in music where niggas wasn't shouting niggas out. If you got a shout out from another rapper, you had to been doing something.
Man, I ain't gonna hold you. That is true. Like,
so I'm gonna give you, before I let you, I'm gonna give you a quick quote. This is from a Jay-Z, "Excuse Me Miss." Remember "Excuse Me Miss" with Pharrell?
Yeah.
The only dudes selling units is Pimp Juice, and us. That lets you know that nigga was selling records at that time.
Yeah.
He was on. Nelly is one of the top selling artists of all time.
Yeah, Nelly was a really big part in like hip hop, like from
99 to about.
Yeah, because once Country Grammar came out,
that was 99.
99. But it didn't really catch the wave until like the Country Grammar album, like that Country Grammar song. Like,
I mean, because of course Country Grammar is more so like he just acting up. So of course your second and third song is everything when you're new.
Yeah.
The first song can be a hit. It's what you do after that.
Yeah.
When he's giving us the "If you wanna go and take a ride with me, we three will."
Man, that song was fire.
Yeah, and then it's the underlay, mommy, yeah, and then it's like damn number, and then you're like, okay, we got something with it. He's all right,
man. Let me tell you something about Nelly, dog.
Okay,
this man, like that Sweat and Suit album,
classic.
It was
one of the highest selling albums in rap history, and many people don't know that.
Yeah. Yep. But I mean, I can listen. I wasn't a real big Suit fan.
I was.
But
I need both.
Son, Sweat, I could listen to that over and over again. Not quoting Nelly at all. Okay. But
drop down and get your ego on, girl.
Man,
drop down and get your ego on, girl.
I remember I used to have that on playing. I used to have my my old Xbox. I had that album saved on my old Xbox.
I did too.
I'm sitting there playing my NFL 2K5. That's
the original Xbox.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Joe did turn on it. Got the little it was the little plasma thing.
Yeah.
It turned into the Xbox signal.
Yeah. And then the music is like the green. It's like a green playlist screen. And shit. Yeah.
That just looked really ugly.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you, but it was. It was the first of its time.
Yeah, downloading music, which you can't even do that on Xbox nowadays. So that's a story for another day. We'll touch on video games. I'm quite sure.
Man, I tell you, like when I was playing my 2K5, like I would listen to certain albums. I would listen to first and foremost T-Pain, the little 3 Rings that came out. I think it was like 2000. What was it? 2007.
Okay, that's the first dump.
No, that's not the first. That's not the first.
All right. So 2007 was the Buy You a Drink year.
Yeah.
Because when I was graduating, that was like one of the biggest songs that year with Young Jock.
Matter of fact, like, cause on that joint he had the little jump with Lil Wayne. The little, I can't believe it, like that jump.
It probably was the same album.
Yeah,
Whatever album he came out with was classic. So it probably was it's multiple hits.
it was a 3 rings jump. I remember I had the
Shawty, she all on man. Oh man.
You sitting there just singing.
my bad, man. I mean, you taking me on a trip, man. I got
I remember I had the VIC album. Like,
okay.
I know you remember VIC. Like what was the little Johnny had? What was? Man, I can't even think of it right now. It was like one of the little damn. That's wild. I can't even. Like, I used to listen to the album so much. Like all the other songs kind of like overshadowed his his hits on. Like,
okay.
So I mean, I would listen to that. I would listen to that album, like, cause the VIC album is called Beast.
Okay.
That was like his first ever album.
Okay.
And matter of fact, I think he died.
Did he?
I don't know. I think I read somewhere he might have died. I could be wrong.
Right.
But I mean, I think I remember reading somewhere where it said that he died or something like that. But,
yeah, that's rest in peace if he did. But I don't know.
But then I would listen to the Ludacris Red Light District.
That's classic. Shout out to Ludacris. Well, I feel like
he deserves his own podcast.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but I would think like the structure would be like we could take a podcast for producers, and we can give each region their own podcast.
Memphis gonna need like 2 episodes.
I mean, just group them. I'm like talking like down south. Period.
Oh, down south. Man,
South.
Just certain
West,
areas are gonna
West
need
Coast.
multiple episodes.
Yeah, that's probably we'll try to come up with a structure of how we gonna do that. Cause like it's a lot to talk about.
Man, you gotta unravel like it's like a paradox. It seems like it's never ending. Cause really it isn't.
Yeah, it's really not. And so as far as like Nelly goes with the sweatsuit, that was classic.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like from Country Grammar up until Tip Drill,
Son,
I kind of felt like that was Nelly's.
Hold up real quick. Hold up. Bro, Tip Drill was the iconic moment in his career as far as like provocativeness. Like people lost their minds.
I lost mine
when they saw that video.
Tip Drill corrupted me when I saw that video.
It did.
It corrupted me. I'm not
People
gonna lie.
would stay up till like 3 in just to see BT Uncut.
Just to see Nelly swipe a credit card through a chick ass.
Yo,
like just to see a bunch of niggas with throwback jerseys on, like fucking with a lot of chicks.
Then the Jones was backwards.
Which, and that funny story, I used to tell my bro, like, wouldn't it make more sense to wear the jersey backwards so when you see somebody, you can automatically know, like, who the jersey is? He was like, nah, bro, niggas don't do shit like that. And then Nelly end up doing, all of them end up doing it. And I never figured I went, I was like, bro, see what I told you? All them niggas doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see niggas got the Vic joint on Vic, you know what I'm saying? The front and all that. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, I knew that shit was Jive 5. I started doing that shit for a little while. I should bring it back.
Nah.
Yeah.
You good.
I'm going to see.
Nah, we don't need you to bring it back, bro.
I'm going to see.
No, it's not no I'ma see. We just don't need you to do it.
Shout out to Nelly, man.
Yeah, definitely shouts out to Nelly, bro.
Nelly could have been from Africa. He's still with the soul alive.
You ain't lying. I ain't gonna lie to you. That like his first album was definitely fire.
Yeah.
Like every single song that he came out with, as far as music video wise, from that album was a hit.
Facts. The whole Midwest swing.
Yeah.
The Midwest swing.
And then, but for real, like Midwest wouldn't have been like really, really popping had it not been for niggas like Tech Nine or fucking Bone Thugs and Harmony and shit with that real fast rap in the beginning.
Oh yeah, shout out to Bone Thugs, man. I feel like they would never get their just due because of how their situation played out.
Man, they deserve it. Man, they deserve all the credit for the shit that they've got niggas through some hard times,
Hard
bro.
times. And damn, that would have been something to bring up on the Generational Curses podcast. Is like when artists sign these contracts. And or when you sign artists to make sure if something were to happen to you, that the artist would be in good hands.
Yeah.
Because Bone Thugs' demise was that when Eazy-E died,
his wife took over,
and she didn't want to mess with music.
Yeah.
So in turn, they get shelved.
Yeah, that Hobson went through the same thing with that record label too, like
Right.
his wife.
Right.
And
Because she doesn't, she's married to you, but she doesn't want. She probably got her own dreams. She's not gonna let this go and let that go. You know what I'm saying? So, granted, he died unexpectedly.
Yeah.
But rest in peace again, Eazy-E.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, that's something that needs to be. Well, I don't even know because nowadays people just sign any kind of deal any fucking way. So, hey, with a slave deal for whipping the chain.
Yeah, that 360 deal shit.
Yeah, all that where these niggas got you on TV, starring in shows and doing commercials, and they getting all of the money. You know what I'm saying? You just getting popularity.
Yeah, for real, like it's just a slave trade, bro. Like they take all the money and eventually, like you do all the work, yet you for some reason like you still owe them.
Facts. You don't even got rights to your own masters and
none of that.
Yeah,
that's why being independent is like one of the biggest forms of like for real, like people just don't understand how important being independent is.
Facts.
Cause like I remember, like Chance the Rapper as of right now, like he's still independent, but at one point Joyner Lucas was independent, and he was making a whole lot of money.
The Migos.
Yeah, Migos
were independent at
they
one
were
point.
independent too, but it's like
it's I guess because it's more harder work to get off as independent versus like having like a machine behind you.
Yeah.
But you reap all the benefits because like I look at artists like J. Cole, he's independent. He still has a machine behind him. But
it's just called J. Cole.
You know what I'm saying? And he has like Rock Nation behind him.
Yeah, man, this dude can have like on his Instagram page, he could post nothing for an entire year. Show up one day, post one thing, 100,000 views in 5 minutes.
Right. and well deserved. And we're gonna get into like him
and
on different podcasts.
Him and probably Kendrick as well. On the same podcast.
Yes. And I don't know how we're gonna break that down. Like we could do. You know how Double XL got the freshman class because Kendrick and J. Cole were in the same class as like I think with Wale and
them niggas are classless. I ain't gonna hold you. Like it's not a way for you to put them into anything.
Yeah. Shout out to Jay-Z for giving J. Cole a chance, and shout out to Dr. Dre for letting Kendrick do his thing.
Yeah, and also shouts out to Wale, bro. Like even though he kind of like disclaiming us a little bit, but
well, we're gonna shout him out. We're gonna shout Wale out. Shout out to Wale, man. But like you said, look a little shady, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, still gotta show support to people from the area. And
that's facts. We don't want nothing back, Wale. You all right, man? Come to the basement, man. Do an interview or something, man.
Yeah, I would greatly appreciate it and shit.
But this has been the first episode of many parts.
Yeah, man, trust me, there's gonna be a bunch of them.
So y'all stay tuned. This was just introductory, and we will be back.
Yes, sir.